Let's look at the November 2022 DC Comics Solicits and work through them. I've seen a couple of things from it, but I haven't actually looked through the main list. So let's have a trek through, shall we? First thing here is Batman and the Joker: The Deadly Duo, Issue One. It's a new 7-issue miniseries written and also drawn by Mark Silvestri. So we have a new Batman and Joker mini, because these two characters need more more books.
Yeah. You want your Mark Silvestri drawn Batman? Here you go.
I'll read the solicit text here since it's a new series. The Joker will go to any lengths to get Harley Quinn back after she's abducted by a strange culprit. But who? Mysterious Joker-like monsters are stuck in the streets of Gotham, collecting severed heads. But why? Jim Gordon is missing, and after receiving a package containing a bloody piece of Gotham's commissioner, Batman knows he must be willing to do anything to save him. But how? When the Joker proposes an uneasy alliance with Batman, answers to those questions begin to become clear. They will shake Gotham City and the Bat family to their core. This meticulously crafted tale of the Dark Knight's deadliest team-up will introduce you to the grim and gritty Gotham that only Mark Silvestri could bring you. I'm not going to lie. I'm not feeling all that positive about this premise.
No, you got Batman and Joker, you got them teaming up, and then you get grim and gritty, and I'm out. No offense to Mark Silvestri, even though that dude cut me in line to meet Mark Waid. Not that I'm holding a grudge. I eventually got to meet Mark, but Silvestri still cut me.
You're holding a grudge. What? I have no problem with the grim and gritty if it's in the right place. Batman teaming up with Joker is a bit of a forced concept to me. Joker monsters going around the I don't know. All of this just feels kind of throwaway miniseries.
I'm missing Harley. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's got some cool variant covers.
I mean, sure, it's a Batman book. You get tons of variant covers.
There's a Fornes one I'm trying to get to.
There's one that's it's like the Joker, but his mouth is actually a gap, and like his mouth becomes the city looking up at Batman. It's an interesting cover.
That's the Fornes one.
That's a good cover. I'll give that. Oh, issue 2 is also solicited here as well.
Oh, look at that. That's on sale in December. So there's the 1st of November, and then the second one comes out the 6th of December.
I guess they're doing some early December solicits since December is going to be later because of Christmas. So we'll see how that shapes up as we go through this. Then we got Batman 129. Not much to say really. Interesting enough cover or covers, I should say.
Yeah.
So
Fail safe hanging upside down like a bat.
Yeah. Then the Zuenrar covers. Is that a Matina? I think it is a Matina. Looks Matina-esque. Yeah.
It does.
In the rain, very very atmospheric. Batman 130 is also solicited here. So again, this is for the 6th of December. This is the first week of so it looks like we're getting the first week of December solicits in this batch as well, just in general.
Ooh.
So very good.
Is that a Delato cover with the dinosaur in the back?
That is pretty neat looking. Yeah, it almost looks like Pixar-esque on that cover, actually.
Yeah, he does. He is a Mr. Incredible vibe.
Yeah. So that's actually the final issue of the failsafe arc in issue 6. Oh, sorry, issue 130 in December. So cool. That's when that's wrapping up. So that's wrapping up just in time for the end of the year. Batman Spawn the collection. So that's just a collection of the old issues. So that's cool. Batman One Bad Day, Mr. Freeze. This is the Jerry Duggan written issue with Michael Scalera on the art. So very cool front cover. With Freeze holding up a very Freeze helmet shaped snow globe with Batman and Robin in it. Very neat. Very very cool. Then we got the new Golden Age issue 1. I did not know about this. Jeff Johns writing with Steve Lieber, Jerry Ordway, and Diego Olortiga on art. So this is a 48-page one-shot. Let me read what this is.
Yeah.
From the Justice Society of America to Legion of Superheroes, the new Golden Age will unlock DC's epic, secret-ridden history of heroism, launching a new group of titles set firmly in the DC universe. From the 1940s to the 3040s, heroes take on the great evils of their time. But in the aftermath of Flashpoint Beyond, Oh god, some of this stuff spitting out of that. Those heroes and villains will have their lives turned upside down, turned upside down. DC's future and its past will never be the same again. But how are Mime and Marionette connected to this? What is happening, man? Why are Rip Hunter and the Time Masters the most unlikable heroes in the DC universe? Easy, they're boring. And who?
How dare you? How dare you? Rip Hunter's not boring.
And who or what is nostalgia? Don't miss the start of the strangest mystery to have ever plagued the DC universe. So obviously we'll get to the next book in a second here, which this is clearly going to lead into. But it says it's leading to a few books, so we'll see what else comes of this maybe in the months following.
Did you ever peg Flashpoint Beyond as a secret follow-up to Doomsday Clock? Because no way did I ever think that.
I mean, I guess it... Do you know what? This is interesting. So John's just doing this one shot, and then of course the other big news, the more exciting news coming out of this, is Justice Society of America Issue One, a new ongoing series written by Jeff Johns and art by Mikel Janin. That's a biggie. That's a game-changing excitement thing. It's exciting because it might be like proper Jeff Johns again, like back to an ongoing superhero comic. And I think JSA can mostly stay off in its own corner. He doesn't have to worry about the rest of the DCU.
No. So I shared this when it came through earlier in the week, and Connor surprised me by going and shrugging, because I don't know.
I'm never surprised when Connor goes and shrugs.
I know, but like I don't know. John's writing Justice Society after so long of him not. I feel like it's okay. Like, especially like you just said, it's off in its own corner. He can kind of do what he wants. And if there's someone that's playing with the time stream in DC, I trust Johns. So I'm very excited for this.
I would just like a good Jeff Johns ongoing comic again, because it's been a while. Obviously, we love Doomsday Clock, and that was this big event style comic book. But everything, all these little things that he's been doing here or there since have just been kind of, whatever. None of that magic's really been there. I'll read the solicit text for this though. The JSA returns in this monthly series by writer Jeff Johns and artist Mikel Janin with Justice Society of America: The New Golden Age Part 1. The world's first and greatest superheroes return, or do they? A long-lost hero of the JSA crashes into our era with a grave warning, but it's too late. A mysterious and malevolent enemy has invaded the entire history of the JSA, and an all-new team must come together to defeat it. But what deadly secret does this messenger from beyond keep? Where are they from, and why is all of this happening now? Only the Time Masters know. So this is very much all spinning out of obviously that one shot, but also Flashpoint Beyond. So this is kind of interesting. It definitely does sound like, while a lot of the old teams on the cover, that this is probably going to be the formation of a new team, with Helena Wayne being one of the key members.
Yeah, and if you go to one of the other covers, I think it's the Knot cover, there looks like there's a Robin there too. So that's interesting.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So, because it's a Dark Crisis as well, because they showed up in the last one. So how do they tie in to that? Because the JSA exists there, and it seems like here they're just not returning. So
that would make me think that Dark Crisis is going to alter the timeline so that JSA are back to being Golden Age heroes that don't exist in the present day.
Right. So, honestly, I mean, I'm here for this. So, I love the JSA.
Resetting the timeline to put them back in the past again does mean that you're losing a little bit of that legacy stuff and some of the other the younger characters, but we'll see what they do with it, and we'll see kind of what this new team is. This might be like an exciting new epic that we start here with whatever this new team of characters is.
Yeah. Well, and on top of it, when the last solicit for the Golden Age thing, they talked about all the way to the future. So like, if we get the idea of the Justice Society as a team that has existed from the 40s up till now, and so you might have Jay Garrick running around because of the timey-wimey stuff with some of these younger characters, and it would still make sense. So maybe you can still get that legacy thing. But yeah, this is real cool.
No, I'm excited for it. I was not expecting a JSA by Jeff Johns in it. I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting any ongoing books by Jeff Johns ever again. So this is kind of a pleasant surprise in that sense.
But wait, there's more.
Okay. Stargirl, The Lost Children, Issue 1, written by Jeff Johns and art by Todd Nuck. This is a 6-issue miniseries, and maybe this is finally going to like pay off that one shot that it seemed like it was setting up a new Stargirl story.
The summer school special or whatever it was. Yeah.
Well, was that like 2 years ago now? I feel like that was ages ago.
It feels like it was 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is coming in November. An epic teenage DC hero event brought to you by Teen Titans writer Jeff Johns. I guess because it's a teen hero, they're specifying that. But I feel like JSA is more relevant given that's what she was in when he was writing her, but whatever. An iconic Young Justice illustrator Todd Nuck. When Stargirl of the Justice League Society and Green Arrow's ally Red Arrow discover a tragic teenage hero from the past has gone missing, they set out to find him, only to discover that he's not the first teenage hero of the Golden Age to have vanished without a trace. But where have they gone? Who are they? And what does this childminder want with them? So this is interesting. This is like a whole line of John's GSA related comics coming out of this one shot. Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yes.
I'm intrigued.
So last year I went back and read that Stargirl series. It had been forever since I read it, and it was still pretty decent. And I mean, there's a bit of 90s cringe going on with certain things, but this whole concept with Courtney, and then you're throwing Emmy in there on top of it. There's another one. Like, DC, stop making me buy stuff, right? Just I'll be happy to ignore things if you stop putting out good things.
Yeah, so we get a one-shot, start of a JSA ongoing, and the first issue of a 6-issue Stargirl mini, all starting in November, from Jeff Johns. That is pretty exciting stuff, and I'll be excited to talk about those when they come out. So, very neat. So, cool. Blue Beetle Generation Day. Blue Beetle Graduation Day, Issue 1. This is a 6-issue miniseries starting in November. Josh Trujillo and Adrian Gutierrez on the art. So, it's a Jaime Reyes book. Which you might guess, given the names of the creators, that they're intentionally going for creators of a similar background. Jaime Reyes has a lot to juggle, whether it's his finals for senior year or a new villain tearing up El Paso. Jaime is always torn between two worlds, but when his worlds come crashing together at his high school graduation, nothing will ever be the same. A message from the Reach bombards Jaime's scarab, Kajida, and starts throwing off his connection to the device. And as if that wasn't enough, Jaime's parents and friends are pressuring him about his next steps in life. But what's hidden here on Earth that's drawing the Reach back? And where did his new fadeaway man come from? Can Jaime find balance in his life and rise to become a true hero, or is it curtains for the Blue Beetle? So I think what's interesting about this is that it's cool that obviously Jaime's getting a miniseries because it's been a while since Jaime's had a book. Way back at the start of Rebirth, it's kind of the last time, I think.
Yeah.
But it's the idea that he's graduating from high school, so they're kind of actually aging the character forward a little bit, so that next time we see him, he presumably will be either in college or, I don't know, maybe he'll have a job or something. But so that's interesting. He's been taken out of that high school kind of bubble that he's been in ever since he was created with this miniseries.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm curious if it's out on a slower week, I'll for sure check this out.
Yeah, I don't recognize either of the creators, so I have no quality expectations on this yet. But I'm happy that it exists. I'm happy that Jaime's getting another thing. So that's cool.
I mean, it also could be due that we're still supposed to be getting that series, right? Or is it a movie? A Blue Beetle?
It's a movie for HBO Max, but after the Batgirl fiasco, I'm not so sure I would hold my breath for it.
Yeah. Well, the guy, Josh Trujillo, has written Adventure Time, Captain America, and Rick and Morty. So nothing that I've read.
No, more comedy skewing then, by the sounds of it.
Which works with Jaime and his motley crew of friends, right? So, but yeah, hopefully this is on a slow week, so I have time to read it. That seems good.
There's a lot of new books coming out in November, because we're not done yet. Wildcats Issue 1, written by Matthew Rosenberg and art by Steven Segovia. And this is not really that much of a shock in the sense that, obviously, we had a story leading into this in Urban Legends. And while I did complain at the end that all the Wildcats showing up was kind of a bit of a a wet thud because, like, oh, we were enjoying the Grifter story that he was telling, but I don't really know or care about the rest of these Wildcats characters.
Mhm.
But he's got a new ongoing. It's not even a miniseries, it's an ongoing starting in November. Spinning off from the pages of Batman, I'll add in Urban Legends, technically. Comes a sense-shattering new series. The Halo Corporation has gathered a motley crew of operatives led by Cole, Grifter, Cash, who are going to make the world a better place, no matter who they have to kill. Working in the shadows of the DC Universe, this new covert team has been tasked with gathering an elite group of scientists for the first phase of their plan. But the Cat's mysterious leader, Void, might have other plans. So, what's interesting to me is this almost sounds kind of Suicide Squad-y, like how it's going to operate inside the DC Universe, and maybe that's okay, because, we don't have a Suicide Squad book right now, do we?
No.
Yeah.
So what cracks me up is that wasn't Wildcats a Jim Lee invention? What he left when he went to Image?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. And now he's the sole publisher. And so I feel like he's been shopping Wildcats around, and finally Rosenberg is writing, and he goes, I love Wildcats. I'll do anything to write a Wildcat books. And Jim Lee's like, all right, let's do this.
And notably, there's a Jim Lee variant in the
yes.
list. So.
Yep. But yeah, the most I've ever cared about Grifter or the Wildcats was in that Rosenberg story. So I'm very curious about this.
Yeah, I'm somewhat curious. I wouldn't say I'm excited by any means, but
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot. Especially again, quiet week permitting and all that.
Sure.
But I'm intrigued. Then we have Waller versus Wildstorm issue. What? Okay. So here's more random new books that I did not see coming. So this is a Black Label book. It's written by Spencer Ackerman and Evan Narcisse, and art by Eric Battle. Imagine your last name is Battle. What a name. So this is a four issue prestige plus size book from Black Label, $6 an issue. In the early 1980s, as the Cold War stubbornly refuses to thaw, a new battle heats up for the soul of the intelligence agency Checkmate, as the agency's superheroic public face, Jackson King, aka the Armored Battalion, former leader of Stormwatch. I've never really read Stormwatch, so I don't know any of this
Me
shit.
neither.
And the symbol of American might has long suspected that Adeline Kane is up to dirty tricks overseas, engineering horrors that betray everything he believes about service to one's country. But King doesn't know that Kane has a clever new ally, an ambitious young woman named Amanda Waller. So this is set in the past then. This is a young Amanda Waller style story.
Oh yeah, because it says early 80s at the front, Pete.
What? Where?
And it says in the early 80s, as the Cold War steadily refuses to thaw.
True. Yes, okay.
It's the first line.
That was like half a paragraph ago. I've forgotten that. She has her own ideas about how metahumans can serve their country, and honor and dignity long lives don't factor into them. National security reporter Spencer Ackerman is going to be writing it. Yeah. So I mean, along with Evan Narcisse.
Hey, ex-CIA agent Tom King really worked out as a writer. So, DC taking another risk on an unconventional.
Yeah, national security reporter. Yeah.
Yep.
And the other guy's a video game writer. Bizarrely.
Or Miles Morales and Gotham Knights.
Yeah. Very, very interesting concoction of names. I have to admit, though, I do like the cover and like the tone that it's given me from the art. Yeah,
it gives me like a Death Wish, like the original Charles Bronson vibe.
It looks, if anything, I wouldn't even say it looks 80s. It looks like a 70s style cover to me. So
yeah.
I'm actually really down to try this. And Black Label's been it's been a gold mine for the most part so far. So I would say that despite not knowing much of any of the characters in this, other than obviously Amanda Waller, and yeah, Deathstroke's on the front cover of the issues, so I assume Deathstroke's going to show up as well.
Yeah, when you have Adeline Kane in there, you kind of assume Slade will be around the corner. So yeah.
So interesting. Wildstorm 30th Anniversary Special Issue 1, one of these big anthology 100-page one-shots, $8. You got Matthew Rosenberg in there as one of the writers, which makes sense, but also Brandon Choi, J. Scott Campbell, Brett Booth. That's on the writer's side, though. I mean, he's doing art as well, but still. Ed Brisson and others for writers. Art, we've got a concoction of Jim Lee, Scott Campbell, Brian Hitch, Brett Booth, and others. So
just the it was.
I'm glad you enjoyed that, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to say, I don't imagine, unless there's a super quiet week, that I'm going to be tempted by a 100-page Wildstorm celebratory issue when I don't know most of the characters. But
yeah, miss me with that.
Yeah, good for Wildstorm, I guess is what I'll say.
Hey, if you're excited for this, I'm excited for you. You read your 100-page book.
Yeah, I'll try Rosenberg's new ongoing, which is a 20-page book. This I think I'll leave.
Well, and you like the Waller versus Wildstorm, right? Like you like the sounds of that one. So
yeah, that just sounds cool on its own. As a great story.
Yeah, I think that's fair that you can miss the 100-page to read 2 other books. Yeah,
I mean, Waller versus Wilson just looks like a gritty, good comic book, to be honest. Whereas, we know what these anthologies are like. It's all these 10-page stories that are just kind of, doing the greatest hits of the characters or whatever. But when I don't know who the characters are, I don't even... I mean, maybe in that sense it would actually serve as a good introduction, or maybe it'll just fall flat because I don't know anyone, so it's just a bunch of people I don't know. Next up, Superman Kal-El Returns Special Issue 1. So this is a one-shot, of course, and the title makes it pretty clear what this is. It is going to be obviously essential to the ongoing Superman story for both Superman and Action. So Kal-El is returning, and this is going to be taking place. So this is like starting the March to Action Comics 1050. So this will just be as essential as Superman in Action in November as part of the
So I'm very surprised that neither Taylor or Philip Kennedy Johnson's name is here. However, Mark Waid, Sina Grace, Alex Segura, Marv Wolfman on the writer side, with Max Raynor, Dean Haspiel, Jack Herbert, and Riley Brown.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fact that there's that many creators suggests that this will be like 4 short stories in this 50-page book rather than one big thing. So I suspect.
Spotlight Kellos. Go ahead.
So maybe essential wasn't the right word. Maybe it'll be more like a series of just sort of like slice of life moments of like how his return affects different people when he does come back. That's kind of my guess now, to be honest.
Yeah, because it says they'll spotlight Kello's reunion with the Dark Knight, Jimmy Olsen, the Justice League, and Lex Luthor.
Well, that's your 4 stories right there.
Yep. So, plus witness never before revealed look at the moments leading to Superman's abduction by Pariah in the Dark Crisis event. So, I mean, Superman, I'm going to get it. So,
yeah, we'll read this one. We'll talk about it. That's the thing. Next up, John Stewart, The Emerald Knight, Issue 1. So this is something we talked about in the news because it came out last week. But this is a one-shot, basically to wrap up what was going on in that Green Lantern book that got cancelled. Jeffrey Thorne back to write and Marco Santucci on the art. Given we both stopped reading that, obviously we won't be checking this out, but it's good for people who did keep up with it and do want more of an ending, that you're getting something. So
I do like that the cover makes him look like John Stewart Highlander.
I mean, even more so in the variant, to be honest.
Yeah. Right?
All 3 variants. I mean, actually, that third one's more of like a Green Ranger style.
Yeah, it is.
So he's ready to call in the Dragon Zord.
Yeah. Yeah, that second cover.
Yeah.
Well, he had even before he had didn't he have that evil sword from Rita, too?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. But no, definitely the second cover makes it look like he's yelling, "There can only be one."
Yep.
So, but yeah.
And then we got Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths issue 6. This is the penultimate issue in November. So this event will be finishing in December just for Christmas. So that's cool. So yeah, very neat. Dark Crisis, the Dark Army issue 1. This is a one-shot tie-in that was announced not too long. Actually, this wasn't even announced. This was just in the... Because I spotted this in the checklist. See when we started getting the checklist in the back of the books?
Yeah.
We just noticed this was there, and it was like, they didn't announce this. So this is an anthology style one-shot, 50 pages, well, 48 pages technically, but Mark Waid doing a story. Notice how Mark Waid's doing more stories at DC. His name's popping up, isn't it? Delilah S. Dawson and Dennis Culver finish out the writers, and then art by Freddie Williams II. Only one artist, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe it just means I'll get more to add, or maybe it means this is less of an anthology than I thought it was. I don't know. Maybe there's more of a through line, and that's why the art stays the same.
Cover by Gleb Melnikov. So that's cool. So I'm assuming with that cover with Robin, Um,
The second cover's got Robin. Is that Dr. Light that I'm seeing?
Dr. Light and the new Red Canary, who, if I had to guess, is Shoes.
It does look like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to guess, I mean, she's taking the family business, Aunt Dinah. So
This looks like a. I don't know if it'll be worthwhile after I've read it, but it looks worthwhile enough in advance that I want to read it. So
yeah,
I'll give it that. And then similarly, Dark Crisis Warzone Issue One, another one-shot tying into this, and it's got a lot of creative teams, so it's another anthology-style 48-page book. You got Matthew Rosenberg again, Delilah S. Dawson again, Jeremy Adams, Frank Thierry, and Stephanie Williams in the writers list, and then George Cambadius and Daniel Bayliss, Fernando Pesaro, Matt Ryan, and Serge Acuna on the artist list. So as the Hall of Justice falls, get a new generation, get a new perspective, on various conflicts while the battles across the Dark Crisis rage on. So it sounds like there's a lot of big fights going on, probably after or towards the end of issue 6 of Dark Crisis, and this is going to be like just a snapshot of a lot of smaller characters and what they're doing in these fights.
Yeah, there was that one that came during Death Metal, right, where we had the story where Babs and Dick get married as the world's ending. I feel that's what this feels like, is that issue. So
yeah, I mean, this seems like it might not be as essential, but I'll probably read it. I'll probably just for the hype, get into the ending of Dark Crisis, get all the scope of it. I will say though, Flash's face on that main cover is, or this I don't know if it's the main cover, but it's the first cover that's there on the slideshow. Is a bit rough looking.
And is that Raven versus the Spectre? That's different.
It does a lot of that, doesn't it? I don't know. There's a lot more characters on the variants, which suggests maybe a lot more. You've got like both. You've got John and Connor. Connor Kent, that is, fighting Doomsday by the looks of it. You've got Hal versus Darkseid. Maybe with Batman. I mean, they don't all line up exactly, but the second cover's got like a lot of face-off looking things go up and down it.
Yeah, and then the other cover is the Jurgens, which looks pretty Jurgensy.
Jurgens wants to draw every character he can think of, and that's what that cover is. And then we got the Dark Crisis Worlds Without a Justice League Batman Issue 1. So that's just obviously we expected this. So this is Simon Spurrier and McGann Fritz Martin writing, with Ryan Sook, Dan Jurgens, and Norm Rapmund on the art. So I assume this is going to be a case of a main and a backup rather than co-writers.
Because it says plus unravel the secrets of Zatanna's world in its final epic chapter.
There you go.
So, you go.
So, a couple of neat covers there. At least. So cool. So yeah, a lot of Dark Crisis stuff. In fact, just that Dark Crisis Young Justice issue 6, final issue of that tie-in miniseries as well. So there's a lot of Dark Crisis tie-ins in November. I would say that it didn't go too heavy on them for the duration of most of it, but it does look like there's doing a lot of Dark Crisis stuff on the run up to the final issue. So there you go. So
I'm bummed that they just gave away something in the solicit, and I shouldn't have read it. So, because I was reading this book on the side.
Sure.
Because I got behind, and damn. The last issue really hooked me with what the hell is going on.
I think I see the part that you think's a spoiler. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So then we got Deceased War of the Undead Gods issue 4. So that's continuing. Very nice. First issue was a treat. Issue 5 is also solicited for December. Although notably this is for the 20th of December, so maybe they're announcing a bunch of December books.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder what Celeste is going to look like next month. Are we going to get like half of December's and maybe a little of January, or what's the makeup going to be? But yeah, that's 4 and 5 of that solicited. Very neat. Batman versus Robin issue 3. This is the Mark Waid mini that's spun out of Batman v Superman. Sorry, scratch that from the record. Batman Superman World's Finest. Issue 3 of 5. This is. We have Nightwing 2022 Annual, which is written by Tom Taylor. This has art by Eduardo Pasica and Julio Ferreira. And this is a Heartless related story, looking into him. So this seems like it's going to be fairly essential to the overall story. And then it also has Bitewing Year One as a backup story. Haley in her first year with the humans. So that sounds like a sweet backup. So yeah,
Yep.
count me in for the Nightwing annual. Is that for? That's November.
Shock.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's 11/29.
Yeah. So yeah, November's
Shocked, I tell you.
is a 5 Tuesday month. Shocked that I want to read this. Say what?
Yes,
What are you saying?
shocked.
We also have a Batgirls annual for November.
That's a nice cover.
Yeah, so this is Becky Clooney and Michael W. Conrad writing, so it's the main team writing with Robbie Rodriguez on the art. Cover is pretty cool. Yeah, I would agree. Where Steph and Cass have swapped costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting little gimmick. And it looks like they're swapping like dodgy parental figures as well, but the looks of it.
Yeah. So that's Shiva and Quizmaster.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting. That's cool. I'm glad that's getting an annual. I'm enjoying that book now. And we're all with the Bat Family on annuals in November because Detective Comics 2022 annual in November as well.
Pete, read the first 3 words.
As a werewolf.
I'm in.
Here's the thing. This is starting to sound like a very busy month for comics. November is, but I'm all for it because I'm liking most of what I'm reading. Detective Comics 22 annual is written by Ram V, the regular writer, with art by Christopher Minton, who I don't know. I don't know if I know Christopher Minton. But cover by Evan Cagle.
That's what it looks like. Kaggle.
As a werewolf, Guile has lived through many generations, and so he has visited Gotham's land before, hundreds of years ago. Take a trip back to the 1700s, Renaissance Gotham, with Guile on Arkham land, and to help remember him exactly where he buried something important, and he is now has to dig deep back up. I said that weird, forgive me.
You did.
Yes. I don't know. Whatever. And then a twist of fate, the Dark Knight is in town and also seems to be looking for something from out of time. His way back home to the present. Oh, so Batman's time travel. So we got a time traveling Batman and a werewolf in this.
V, stop! I'm gonna fall in love with you.
When it said Batman there, I assumed it was like 2 timelines and we were seeing like this villain in present day and also in the past. But then he just said, no, Batman's back in the past too. He's time traveling.
Batman's fighting a time traveling werewolf. Please, thank you, Ram.
No. Batman's time traveled.
Right, but I know. But I'm just saying, the werewolf has existed for 300 years.
But I don't think the werewolf's time traveling, is he?
No. But I'm just saying, I'm making it sound more out there. But yeah.
But you said time traveling werewolf. I'm just speculating if that's accurate or not.
No. Man, Ram V, stop being so cool. All right, writing time travel with werewolves in it. That's like my perfect movie.
Okay, well, there's 3 annuals for the last week of November that I very much want to read. On a similar vein, not that I won't necessarily want to read this, but we've got Nubia and the Justice League Special Issue 1. Oh, this is basically an annual $6 48-page book on the last week of the month. Written by Becky Clooney, Michael W. Conrad, and Stephanie Williams. I would assume Stephanie Williams is probably a second story. Art by Amanke New-Hilpin and Aletha Martinez. So, yeah, in honor of the 50th anniversary of her 50th anniversary, Nubia is joining the Justice League after years separated from man's world. The Amazon's most powerful warrior and now queen has been called in to save the day and work alongside the world's greatest heroes. What danger awaits her hero and her new teammates? Find out in the special that shows a bright new future for the character. So, I'm conflicted about this one because on the one hand, I'm like, okay, the idea that Nubia is coming to the mainland for the first time in a long time and she's going to meet the Justice League sounds cool enough. But at the same time, it's this is spinning out of like the Wonder Woman corner of books and that event and all that other stuff. So I'm less excited because of that. So this will be relatively low priority for me for that reason. That said, that second cover, where she's with the kid and they're both holding the spears, that does look really cool. That's a really nice cover.
That one's cool too, but I like the third one a lot too.
She's got the metal armor on.
Suit of armor.
Yeah.
That looks pretty cool too. Also looks like Gina Torres a little bit. I think it's mostly the hair.
Oh, I can see the Gina Torres comparison in that cover. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not the other covers, right? Just that particular cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Wonder Woman 204 facsimile edition. Not much to say. We're doing a facsimile. Wonder Woman 793. This has got Superman and Batman guesting in it, and it's still from Becky Cloonan and Michael W. Conrad. Georgia Belair doing the backup, presumably. Lupacino and Paulina Ganesho on the art. So, yeah, next Wonder Woman issue. I'm hoping this next arc is better than the one that just finished. Because we were pretty down in the last couple of issues. So, we'll see how it goes in the next few. Next up, DC's Grifter got run over by a reindeer issue 1.
They really laid out.
Can I
that.
I just want to read that again. I just want to make sure I didn't just fever dream what I just said.
Nope.
DC's Grifter got run over by a reindeer issue 1. So this is the 80-page Christmas anthology special. It's coming out in the annual day, the last week of November, which is a good time for it. Admittedly, I've already seen 3 annuals that I want to read, and maybe a special that I'll try. So maybe I won't want the Christmas special. But what a wacky title! And Harley Quinn, Batman, and more, your favorite DC superstars. Blah blah. Who made the nice list? Hawkman, Black Canary. Is it that Animal Man on the naughty list? And how did Grifter find himself the target in sight of those pesky reindeer? I don't know. Someone had a good idea for a title and they went with it. But there you go. That's
now Grandma got run over by a reindeer. I'm gonna have to replace the word Grandma with Grifter.
All right. Well, there you go. I have nothing to add on that. Superman 75 special edition. So this is obviously a reprinting of the classic, Death of Superman issue. Not much to say. Detective Comics 38 facsimile edition. Again, straightforward enough. Brave and the Bold 28 facsimile edition. Straightforward enough. And then the rest of the books, or this is some of the trades actually first. Batman Catwoman, the collection, the hardcover is coming out. So, very mixed feelings on it overall, but a lot of nice art in it though. So the hardcover should look good. I'll say that much. Rorschach, the softcover version, is coming out. So it's cool. Batman Killing Time is getting a hardcover, unsurprisingly. That's been solicited. Strange Adventures paperback. Obviously already had the hardcover.
Yeah.
That's coming out. House of L, Book 3, The Treacherous Hope. So this is one of these young adult,
Claudia Gray.
Yeah, graphic novels. That's cool. Dark Knight's Metal Omnibus. Oh, I'm sure we predicted this back when it was coming out that it was like destined to have all those one shots put in an omnibus. So this has got Dark Knight's Metal 1-6, plus stories from the Forge and the casting, and then it's got all those one shots. Red Death, Devastator, The Merciless, Murder in the Machine, The Drowned. All those like evil Batman one shots. Plus some tie-in because there was those little crossovers as well. There was the one with Nightwing, Green Arrow. That was like a 4-issue crossover, and then there was another one. So those are all included. So this is a 760-page omnibus that does the entire first Metal. Probably a good way to read it, I imagine, if you're in the market for it. So it's cool that they finally got around to doing that. All right, Action Comics 1049. So just one away from 1050. This is Kal-El Returns Part 5. So obviously we've got a crossover between the two Superman books for a little bit. That cover is absolutely gorgeous with the Superman family all floating above the fortress.
I wish I could see him because my version of the Solicits, it's not popping up.
Oh, it's
I'm getting no covers, just text.
It's beautiful, Matt. Do you know what? I'll be nice and I'll send it to you.
Send it.
I'll send it to you. It's too good. It's too good not to see. It's the Fortress of Solitude and the Super Family are hovering above, and we just see the back of them.
Oh dear, that is a phone cover.
Yeah, including Crypto Steel, and that's Keenan there. New Superman.
Keenan,
yeah. Really cool stuff. Notably, no John. Interestingly.
No.
But whatever.
He's got stuff to do with Gossamer.
Yeah. So that's the Steve Beach cover, which is the regular one. So that is a really cool cover for issue 1049 before we get to 1050. That said, though, the next cover Well, digital looking, but it's kind of nice though. It's like
Yeah.
I don't even know what who that character is. Looking through the window, but there's like a rocket. Maybe Martha, young Martha, maybe. Is
Maybe.
that what they're
Yeah.
going for? You can't see it, can you?
I'm gonna find a new Solicits. No, I'm gonna go to a different Solicits page. These are for November, right?
Yes. There's also one of Superman blow drying his hair. But he's got the mullet in like the 90s, and it's also hitting crypto, which is
that is fantastic.
fun throwback cover. Anywho, I'm moving on. I can't wait around for Matt to find us.
You're fine. Just keep going.
Yeah, Batgirls issue 12 solicited for November. So that is cool. Looks like there's going to be some Mad Hatter stuff going on, which is fun.
Cool.
Neat. I dig the third cover that's there of Steph and Cass eating pizza together. Again, some of those fun covers that they have for that book, they're just kind of hanging out. It's nice.
Yeah, so listeners, just know he could be making these all up, and I can't verify.
Don't worry, I'm not.
I'm just saying you could.
Next up was Batman Nightwatch issue 3. I forgot what this is. This is a 5-issue miniseries written by Jay Torres and art by Eric Owen. So there you go. I don't even know that. I don't even remember that being a thing. Issue 4 Nightwatch is also solicited for December, so that's cool. It does seem to be mostly that first week in December. There was just that one issue that was from later in the month, so I still think most of December's are still to be revealed in next month's solicits. Batman Incorporated issue 2, the Ed Brisson sort of comeback of that title, with John Timms on art, is solicited. Obviously, Ghostmaker being one of the central characters of it. So that is out in November. Batman Fortress issue 7. I honestly didn't realize that was more than 6 issues, so color me surprised. That's 8 issues total DC for the record.
Until now.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the Gary Whitta and Derek Robertson book. We got Batman Superman World's Finest issue 9. That's still continuing. So yeah. So they're still doing Boy Thunder stuff. So that is neat. Batman Gotham Knights Gilded City issue 2. This is the second issue of a 6-issue miniseries. This is the Evan Narcisse and art by Abel. So cool on that. Batman The Audio Adventures issue 2 is solicited for November. Obviously, this is the adaptation of the audio stories. We get Urban Legends issue 21. So, 4 stories as per usual, with Michael Cho, Anthony Falcone, Joey Esposito, Dennis Culver, and Julio Antle on the writers list. Art by Michael Cho, Vasco Georgiev, Hayden Sherman, and others listed in the artists. So, yeah, really old school looking cover for this one. It says the Wheelman of Gotham, with a really, classic pulpy 30s and 40s style.
Yeah, it's really cool to see Joey's name popping up in Urban Legends so much.
Oh yeah, no, it's cool. There's a cover here with Montoya on it that's very pretty, actually. So,
I'll take your word for it.
I suspect that means there's a Montoya story in there.
There is. It's in the back. It's her last days as a detective before she became the new commissioner.
Ah, okay, very good.
Yeah.
Urban Legends 22 is also solicited for the start of December.
So we have a Jamal Campbell story in this one.
Yeah,
And a Nightwing story.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Batman's on a jet ski, if that's exciting for you. I mean, he's on to paint a picture for you, Matt. He's on a jet ski in the sewers of Gotham. It's not like he's out.
Ew. Never mind.
Yeah, he's not out, on Miami Beach enjoying some.
Yeah, no Batman on a jet ski. No bat ski.
No, none like that. Black Adam issue 6, still with those ultra realistic painted covers. Yeah, like the art here is just stunningly realistic, is how I'd describe it.
Oh man, the solicits on this one. Batman has had enough of Black Adam. That's just so funny.
So yeah, that's coming out. Catwoman issue 49. Punchline's in this issue apparently.
Cool. Oh man, Sure, there's a really cool looking Tila Lotte cover I can't see.
Oh, it's very nice actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very good.
Like, yeah, they only load the front half of them, and the rest of them, once we got to this section of books, they're just not loading. I've redone it 3 or 4 times. So, yeah, it's okay. I'll look later.
We were just commenting last week about Dark Knights of Steel being missing for a while. It's returning in November, so it's actually on a proper lengthy break. But issue 8 of Dark Knights of Steel is coming on November. So
Garrett was talking with Tom Taylor because he was talking about how this is coming out. And he says, well, it looks really good. He goes, yeah, we had a break to give Putri some time.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that's pretty cool.
That's a good reason, yeah. I've played. We have DC Horror presents Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead, issue 3. This is the groovy Bruce Campbell comic that we're excited to check out and see what it's like, because it's Bruce Campbell writing a comic book.
Yeah, we got a Gary Frank cover and a Frank Avila cover, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Gary Frank cover looks very nice. Yeah. So, DC versus Vampires issue 11 is coming out. It has a very cool cover of Plastic Man, which is I'd say it's kind of like the Thing-esque, where he's kind of like morphing. Okay. He's got like an extra mouth, and he's got like all these sharp teeth, and it's quite horrific looking. It's good stuff.
Icky.
Yeah,
icky
good stuff. I'm assuming that's the variant though, even though it's first, because it says here that the cover's by Gilliam March, and that is definitely not Gilliam March. I'll tell you that right now.
Or he upped his game phenomenally.
Yeah, it's probably the 1 in 25 variant by Steve Beach. Yeah, as his name's at the bottom, Steve Beach. Yeah, I was far too good to be Gilliam March. DC versus Vampires All Out War issue 5, so the penultimate issue of the tie-in miniseries as well. It's coming out. DC Mech issue 5. The Green Lantern mech's on the cover, so cool. Yeah. And then we got Deathstroke Inc. issue 15. Remember that's moved over to Ed Brisson by this point. Dexter Soy's on art. And Dexter Soy's a good artist, actually, so yeah, you're getting some good art at least.
I have these. I still haven't read them since it switched over to basically Deathstroke Year 1. I'll get to them. It was just, not part of the crossover anymore.
I have to say, all 3 of these covers on this Deathstroke Inc issue are really good. I was not expecting that. One's by main covers by Yannon, and then you've got a couple other covers that are both very kind of heavily painted looking. Detective Comics 1066 is coming out, and we have Batman in the snow on this front cover. I always like Batman in a snowy Gotham. It's always a good bit of atmosphere. So cool stuff. Yep. Then we got Fables 157. It's coming out. GCPD The Blue Wall issue 2. This is the John Ridley book that's starting obviously the month prior. That I am very curious to check out, the 6-issue miniseries.
Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing because I missed Solicits last time. And then I saw the name of who's writing, and I was like, oh man, this won't be controversial at all.
Yeah, it feels like it may be quite a hard-hitting book. So yeah, it's got Montoya in here as a main character, and dealing with the some of the police force and stuff. So I'm still really curious to check this out. The cover's really nice as well, actually. Really cool. The variant's good as well. Although Gordon's face is a little bit wonky in the background, but you've got Batman holding up a Joker piranha, and it's like a oil painting looking cover. It's pretty nice. You got Gotham City Year 1 issue 2, which I forgot.
I'm here for this.
Yeah, I forgot this was a thing. Man, there's so much good stuff coming out later this year. Gotham City Year 1. This is the Tom King book with Phil Hester and Eric Gapster on the art. This is a really cool Batman the Animated Series looking front cover. And the variant's got Billick, and then there's a really sort of digital painted looking cover with a lady of some kind. I don't even know which character.
I'm sure that's the Natalie Sanders cover.
Probably, yeah. So, looking forward. I forgot Gotham City Year 1 was a thing. That was something since the last month.
If it's half as good as Rorschach, I'm gonna have so much fun.
Yeah.
So,
Year 1 issue 3 is also solicited for early December. I think it's a really cool idea to give a city a Year 1. It's such a cool. Connor was not impressed by this. He thought it was a gimmick to call it Gotham City Year 1. I actually think it's really cool, but
oh man,
He's a
Year
grump.
1-3 has a Smallwood variant that I can't see.
Yeah, it's got Francavilla as well. Yeah. I always saw this.
How is Connor so tremendously wrong all the time?
I don't know. It's becoming a bit of a habit. It really it really is. Here, I'll send you the Smallwood cover, Matt, as a treat.
Thank you, sir. You're a peach.
Yes, I know. I'm a hero. So there you go. Wonderful stuff.
Dang.
I know. So Harley Quinn issue 24 solicited for November, and then you also have Harley Quinn.
Connor thinks that's so good.
Oh yeah, he's super excited. I know he's been secretly anticipating it. Harley Quinn, the animated series, Legion of Bats issue 2. It's a 6-issue miniseries.
Still T. Franklin, so that's cool.
Yeah, so it's basically just a sequel to the
to
one,
the Eat Bang Love.
Yeah. And then I Am Batman issue 15. Still going strong. Yeah. That's out
good for Ridley.
November. This new Batman versus Sinestro, but it looks at the cover, so interesting. Then we got Looney Tunes issue 269, Mad Magazine 29, Monkey Prince issue 8. How did Monkey Prince get pushed after? I guess it may just be alphabetical actually. Fair enough.
It is alphabetical at this point.
Because they used to put those at the end, rather than that's fine. So yeah, Monkey Prince issue 8 is coming out in November, so cool. Issue 9 is also solicited for early December. We have Multiversity Teen Justice issue 6, which is wrapping up that miniseries.
Yep.
We have Nightwing issue 98, which I saw Tom Taylor tweeting about this week because it's introducing a new character, technically. Nightmite is making his debut appearance in Nightwing issue 98. It just occurred to me, they're probably going to do something big for issue 100 in January.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Yeah. So the cover's cool. It's basically like a take on the issue 1 cover, but with Nightmite kind of like all over it. So
this is very funny because it's very fourth dimension, like because of Nightmite, because it's the artist from Seven Secrets, Daniele Di Nicuolo, but it's the Solicits have Daniele Di Nicuolo acting as a character, so that's very funny.
Very good.
Because I was like, who is this character? And then I looked up, I was like, oh, along with Seven Secrets, he hitched his way over. So I was like, oh, okay. So it should be good. I read the first 3 issues of Seven Secrets, and it was pretty good, but it's something that was probably better in trade, right? So I got to go back. But the art was really good. So this is, while not Redondo, it'll be just as good.
Yeah. Variant cover is a new Teen Titans cover with all the various characters on it, so that's cool. Poison Ivy issue 6, the conclusion to the first arc. I'm sure Matt's super pumped.
Yep. I will be.
And issue 7 of that's also solicited for December. With the cover that I'm sure you're going to love, where Ivy's wearing a hard hat and a t-shirt that says "Shell Baby Shell."
Yep. Yeah, we talked about that last week because it got extended to past the original 6, but yeah, the Solicits on that lead with that.
What's interesting is, remember how last week we said it got extended to 12, but it might go beyond that? It's interesting that both these Solicits do not say of 12, they just say 6 and 7.
7, right?
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Next up, Punchline, the Gotham game, issue 2. Speaking of things that were introduced last Solicits that I've forgotten, Tini Howard and Blake Howard writing with Gab Melnikov on the art. So that's where Melnikov's doing some work just now.
I don't like Punchline that much. And Tini Howard didn't wow me on Catwoman. But Punchline doing a Royal Flush gang, kind of cool concept.
Yeah, it's a 6-issue miniseries, and it makes sense that Punchline was showing up in Catwoman because I imagine Tini Howard's doing some crossover stuff, maybe, or at least some synergistic stuff at the very least. So, okay. And then we got Static Shadows of Dakota issue 2, another 6-issue miniseries for Static. Issue 3 is also solicited for December. Then we got Superman Son of Kal-El issue 7. This is part 4 of Superman Returns, or Kal-El Returns, I should say. Well, it's, I'm sure this will all be obvious as they're coming out because they'll come out in the weeks that make sense. But
Yeah.
Obviously, we're bouncing around because we're going alphabetical.
Yeah.
Superman Space Age issue 3, the final part of the Mark Russell book. Is this Black Label or is it just Black Label in style?
I'm not sure because I can't see the covers to see if there's a Black Label on there, but it might just be in style because it's a $10 80 pager prestige style. So
oh well. Sword of Azrael issue 4. All 12 people who are buying that will be happy it's not been cancelled before it finishes at 6 issues. I'm sorry, I make fun of Azrael every single time he pops up on the solicits. I know, I should hold back. Issue 5's also been solicited as well for December, for the record. The Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries issue 2.
Oh, cool.
Coming in November. The Flash 788 coming in November, and this is continuing the Wolf stuff, from Iron Heights.
That was seeded way long time ago, it feels like now, right?
I think it's just because we've been doing the Dark Crisis tie-ins, and there was a little bit before that, so yeah, it feels like a while now, but it's nice that they're going back to that, and we're getting, because that was a really interesting little thing they were teasing in there.
Yep.
Then we got The Flash, The Fastest Man Alive, issue 3 by Kenny Porter. This is the third and final issue of this.
Yep.
So, cool. The Human Target issue 9. So excited to be having that back.
Hey,
this cover. Oh, God.
Send it. It's the Smallwood cover, I take it? Or is it the Francavilla?
This is the Smallwood cover.
Okay, yep, send it.
Yeah, it's basically Chan standing in like Batman's shadow, and turning around looking scared. It's just, I mean, we talk about his facial expressions is just something else.
Like you're talking about that one cover looking like a 70s cover. This looks like a 60s cover to like a movie, like a poster. Like, oh my God, Smallwood's so good.
The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, issue 2. This is a Matthew Rosenberg book. That is, I don't remember this at all from last month. What is this? So, yeah. So, I mean, it's
it seems like in the tone of the Joker movie. But yeah, what if the best version of you is on national television, committing shocking acts of atrocity that can only be perpetrated by a mind as bent as broken as the Joker's? Clown Prince of Crime is about to find a shocking new truth.
Yeah, I think this is actually kind of following up to the previous ongoing. This is kind of what's replaced it, because it's not a miniseries.
Man, but yeah, it's got Rosenberg, and then the art by Gia Domenico. And
but Francavilla was the fill-in on the first series. So I think this is just a continuation, but they retitled and numbered it with a new creative team to make it distinct, because the Tynion one ended.
Oh, and they're soliciting issue 3 as well. So.
Yeah. There's a really cool variant actually on that issue 2, which is cool. Oh, there's a Christmassy one on issue 3 with that has to be I don't know who that. Oh, that's by Hermo. I thought it was by her. I just didn't see his name initially there.
Yeah.
But it's a little kid dressed as Robin sitting on Joker's lap, but Joker's dressed as Santa.
No!
That's a good cover. That's a good cover. I'll send Matt. Matt needs to see it.
Oh no!
So much of this episode is me sending you covers now. So yes, enjoy that.
Oh no! Those are my favorite kind of Christmas pictures, though. The kids freaking out with Santa. Now you just add the creepy layer of Santa being Joker and the kid being Robin. Oof! That is a Silent Night, Deadly Night cover, my friend.
Anyway, next up on the solicits list, the new champion is Shazam issue 4. So that wraps up in November. Makes sense. Yep. Unsurprisingly, the Doc Shaner cover is very good. Well, so is that third cover, which is Mary Marvel popping some bubblegum and surrounded by lightning. That's kind of cool. And then we got Nice House on the Lake issue 12. That is finally coming to an end. Yeah. So
feels like it's been a minute since we've had an issue, right?
Yeah. November is packed. There's so much good stuff in November. Jeez. Tim Drake, Robin issue 3, which is the Megan Fitzmartin and Riley Rosmo book, which Connor's going to be forced to read by
Hard
David.
miss.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. Titans United Blood Pact issue 3 of 6, so that's coming out in November. And then we got Young Justice Targets issue 5 by Greg Wiseman. So that's the penultimate issue of that. And then that's all the single issues. From there, we have various, collected editions and reprints and whatnot. Batman and Robin by Tomasi and Gleason Omnibus reprinted, for example, the Omnibus. So that's very cool. As for anything else of interest in here, the collection of Batman Shadows of the Bat, the Tower, the Tamaki Arkham Tower story, that's coming out in hardcover. All the issues in one big 300-page book. That's kind of neat. Some good stuff. Yeah, sometimes it take a while to bring this stuff out because like Nightwing Volume 2, Get Grayson's only just coming out. It's only just been solicited here for December, and I'm like, damn, the last issue of that was a while ago now. Like, why can't these be quicker? I don't get it. And the paperback of the first volume is just coming out in December as well. So, they take their sweet time sometimes. I'm going to be honest, that was one of the better solicits that I've read through in a while.
I'm very excited for a lot of it. I mean, we got a John's Justice Society section of the universe right now. It had its own corner. It had its own section of things to talk about. Mark Waid writing Superman in a special. I'm here for that. So, yeah.
No, a lot of good things. There's a couple of good things starting in October and even more in November. So it looks like we've got some cool things to look forward to later in the year. Admittedly, yes, if you're sick of Bat books, then yes, stuff like Gotham Year 1 might not be as exciting, but it just looks good creator-wise and style-wise. So I am pumped.